Good day to each and everyone. Before I'm going to present my basic research full paper, allow me first to extend my humble gratitude to the following people who serves as my inspiration, my strength throughout this undertaking. Our school's Division Superintendent of Lana del Norte Division, Edalberto L. Oclenaria, our Student Chief Education Supervisor, Maria Carmela T. Ablin, Senior Education Program Specialist, Planning and Research, Bridget E. Abalorio, my mentor and a true friend, and for believing my capability to continue this endeavor despite of the challenges in my life along the way. To my dear husband for his untiring support and unconditional love. Above all, to you, Abba Father, I owe you the highest glory, praises, and thanks for the fulfillment of this paper titled Parents-Teacher Partnership in the New Normal Learning, Basis for School Policy Guidebook. The rationale. As we enter the 2021 school year, teachers, students, and parents will embark on a new journey with unforeseen challenges. With these new challenges, it is more important than ever that teachers and parents collaborate to help their children's progress without delay. Prior to COVID, parents-teacher relationship may have been tense for some. So how does one navigate this new dynamic in the time of COVID-19? Parents are vital partners in education. They influence their children's attitude about learning and support learning at home. They are a vital link between home and school. And when they become involved in the life of the school, they make our schools better places to learn, grow, and thrive. Partners in Parents, Ministry of Education 2010. Thus, in continuing education of our students depends greatly on one of our stakeholders now, the parents. It is the given fact that all teachers want the students to continue schooling in every way possible. But how about our number one stakeholders, the parents? How willing are they to put any effort into making the continuous learning of their children possible? How much do they want to get involved? Meanwhile, parents-teacher relationship in the Lala National High School may have been challenged, especially in the rapid shift to distance learning forced by the COVID-19 pandemic. There are so many crucial equity questions in distance learning, but the importance of parent involvement in academic outcomes may have been in question. However, studies examining teacher-parent collaboration and extent of parental involvement in improving students' outcome in new normal learning in the Lala National High School are very limited. Therefore, this study explores how far collaborations as a creative partnership can be used by teachers and parents to achieve new normal learning successful within pandemic period and beyond. The research question. This study sought to find the parent-teacher partnership in new normal learning in the Lala National High School. Especially, this study was designed to answer the following question. Number 1. What is the demographic profile of teacher-parent respondents in terms of age, gender, and highest educational attainment? Second, what is the level of teacher-parental partnership as perceived by teachers and parents in new normal learning? Third, is there a new significant relationship between teachers and parents' demographic, personal profile, and level of teacher-parent partnership as perceived by teachers in new normal learning? Fourth, based on the findings, what school policy guidebook may be designed? Research participants. This study was conducted on selected 30 both junior and senior high teachers who were officially teaching the school year 2020-2021 in the Lala National High School, and 30 selected parents and different far-flung barangays of Lana del Norte as the respondents of the study. Research method. study employed a mixed method approach of sequential explanatory design, Criswell and Plano-Clark 2011, which is a combination of quantitative and qualitative methods. Quantitative approach was used as the core method, followed by qualitative approach to support the data. Criswell and Plano-Clark 2007, page 11. The sampling. This study used the snowball or referral sampling in an interviews, meaning what happens in the first respondents refers the researcher or me to another respondent, who then also leads the investigator, me, to the next participants, and so on. In the current study, the data collection process was divided in two major phases. First, quantitative data were gathered using questionnaires, profile of the respondents, and the level of effective teacher-parent partnership as perceived by teachers and parents in the new normal learning. This was followed by collection of qualitative data using interviews. For the data analysis plan, descriptive analysis consisting of mean scores were used to analyze data relating to the constructs concerning the extent to which teacher-parent partnership contributes to their understanding, willingness to communicate their perceived roles, and expectation of its other roles in implementing new normal learning. Validation of research questionnaire. The questionnaires were distributed to all selected teachers and parents. It consists of a series of Likert-type questions that when combined measures a particular trait, Boone and Boone 2012. The findings from the descriptive statistics semi-structured interview sessions were carried out later with a subsample of 30 teachers and 30 parents to explore further their experiences in carrying out their roles and responsibilities in the partnership. In addition, the data obtained were analyzed using the constant comparative method, where the data from the interviews, documents collected, and observations were compared. And then, next, the data analysis. The results from both quantitative and qualitative study was integrated. Integration refers to the stage or the stages in the research processes where the mixing or integration of the quantitative and qualitative methods occurs. Criswell 2003. Specific quotes from the qualitative study was highlighted to reinforce which are teachers and parents' strongest collaboration constructs, which are not. This will allow better understanding of the initial context. Table 1 presents the demographic profile of teacher-parents respondents in terms of age that there were 8 or 26.67% of teachers respondents have 41 to 45 years of age, while 9 or 3% of parents respondents having 36 to 40 years of age. This implies that both parents and teachers respondents belong to the middle age. This manifests that parents-teacher respondents were having enough knowledge on responsible parenthood and both have the greater presence and involvement of children's school life in the pandemic period. Table 2, out of 30 teachers respondents, there were 70% female respondents and 5 or 16.67% were male respondents. On the other hand, 19 or 63.33% of parents respondents were female, while 9 or 30% were male respondents. Take note that LGBTQ parents-teachers respondents were also active in parent-teacher partnership in pandemic period of the learners. This means that regardless of gender identity, most of the respondents used in this study were very supportive and active in school partnership. Moreover, Table 3 shows that the majority of the teacher respondents have earned masteral units. This manifests that teachers are after of their professional growth. They have positive attitude towards teaching and are hopeful that someday they will become a master teachers. On the other hand, it is reflected also in Table 3 that there were 43.33% of parents respondents have bachelor degree or college graduate. It can also be noted that 2 or 3 or 10% parents respondents have postgraduate degree. This implies that to improve the quality of instruction in the pandemic, parent-teacher need to finish her or baccalaureate degree. Problem number 2. What is the level of teacher-parent partnership as perceived by teachers and parents in new normal learning? The level of teacher-parent partnership as perceived by both teacher and parents in new normal learning has a grand mean of 3.84, which is interpreted as a high level of partnership. One catchy item which is a high level of partnership among teachers is that the working relationship I have with most of my students' parents are satisfactory. This is a positive attitude of educators, and parents generally agree that positive, supportive, and open communication between home and school, parent or teacher, and desirable. These were claimed by some of parent respondents during the interview. Researcher: as a parent or guardian, what support would you like to get from the teachers in this new normal? Parent 3 response: the support I would like to get from teachers is proper orientation about the new normal education, the grading system. They should let the parents know how the modular distance learning takes place with intensity. This means proper communication. On the other hand, teacher 4 responds: as a teacher, the support I would like to get from the parents in this new normal is the moral support. Parents should help and encourage their children to dream big, not that they would allow their children to find work or job setting aside answering their module. Parents should help teachers to follow up their children's module and be on time in passing it for checking. Meanwhile, in item which is I adjust my schedule on retrieving the self-morning module so I can meet or contact parents, teachers at a time that is convenient for them. As perceived by the parents respondents, it shows that this item has a low level of partnership. This means that parents' investment of time is significant, particularly on adjusting their schedule on retrieving the self-learning module. Thus, implications for policies, schools, families are discussed in order to promote children's learning and success. Another highlighted of teacher response during semi-structured interview. Researcher: as a parent or teacher, do you think school policy is needed in order to support the new normal learning? This is the response of parents 20. Ma'am, duha ka bata nako diri sa Lala National High School. Kinahanglan ang mga maestro o maestro maminaw sab namong mga ginikanan, labi na pag-uli sa module o pagpasa portfolio nganong madilatar kini. Lisod kaayong panginabuhi karon labi na ang matag adlaw nga kinahanglan sa pamilya. Indeed, teacher parents can help to ascertain which supports are working and which are not, and help to make changes and be flexible on school policy that will impact success. Table 5. The T-test.
of paired two sample of teachers' parents' perception on partnership in new normal learning. It can be noted that the R value of teacher perception is 0.49 and then the parent's perception is 1 with a p-value of 0.015 interpreted as significant. This means that as the perception of parents toward level teacher-parent partnership increases, the teacher's perception also increases or vice versa. This is supported by Ziraldo 2016. Stress out that positive school climate maintains that a helpful relationship with professionals, parents, guardians, and educators works constructively together to address concerns related to programs and services before they become a source of conflict. In an formal interview conducted, the respondents disclosed that when parents and teachers develop effective partnership, the benefit for students in this pandemic period is reflected in improved educational outcomes through regular communication between teachers and parents during self-learning module distribution and retrieval. These were claimed by some of parent respondents during the interview. Researcher, what do you think is your role in this new normal learning education? Parent 5 response, it is not easy for me to went to school every week for self-learning modules, retrieve and uh, receive the modules. But the role of parents, especially on an SLM, an online platform, is very relevant and huge. Important role is to follow up, especially how the learner has performed during answering the modules at home and how they interact on online classroom. Another questions made by the researcher, are you willing to embrace the changes of new normal learning education amidst of pandemic period? Teacher 17. In this new normal education, teaching learning scheme has totally shifted to the challenges to both parents and teachers that we have adaptive technologically trends in teaching and learning, like the online platform that force us to change how we teach in their lessons. It offers us opportunities to conduct live lecture or recorded version, and this is also enhanced the ability of teachers to other offer communications and accommodations for different styles of learning. On the other hand, Parent 27 responds, yes, andam og willing ko mo embrace sa new normal learning system as there is no other way to acquire formal education as of this time. Usa kini ka pamaagi aron mapadayon ang educational system in our country in times of the pandemic. Ang atong gobyerno dili mo allow nga ang atong mga kabataan mahunong ilang edukasyon. So the new normal education is created to let students continue learning at home. The above responses implies that teachers and parents generally agree that positive, supportive, and open relationships between home and school, parent and teacher are desirable. According to the research of Ministry of Education 2010, it is an integral part that parent engagement and successful parent-teacher partnerships would result in the improvement of educational outcomes for students in this new normal. Let us move on to the number 3 problem. Is there a significant relationship between teachers and parents' demographic profile and level of effective teacher partnership as perceived by the teachers in new normal learning? As you can see in the table 6, that there is a negative correlation between teachers and parents' demographic profile towards effective partnership in the new normal learning. This means that the person correlation of 0.091 in age of the respondents, negative 0.078 in gender, and 0.077 educational attainment was a negative correlation. lesser than 0.05 confidence level. It is therefore not significant correlation among the variables such as age, gender, and education attainment of teachers, parents, respondents towards parent-teacher partnership in the new normal learning. According to Selman 2020, parenting style in pandemic period is not immersed in a social context defined by age, gender, and education, wealth, or ethnicity. Parenting style may be both teachable and changeable. A most encouraging fact for parents who want to help their children and for those who want to help parents help their children on this pandemic period. He added, the important contributions of parent enthusiasm and positive parenting style to child outcomes. These were claimed by majority of the teachers and parents respondents during the interview. Researcher, as a parent or teacher, do you think age, gender, and educational attainment is important to support the education of our children in new normal learning? Response of parent 15. Para sa ako nga bisan nakahuman ko kolehiyo pero ganegosyo ko og single parent pud ko. Karong panahon na dili na importante ang taas nga kahibalo in this new normal education. The important is to assess, follow up, and check if my son is answering his module. I will be her monitoring personnel at home. The role of parental-school partnership in the new normal learning, explaining academic outcomes of children of lower socioeconomic status may be significantly less than for their peers who do not have as many negative environmental influences. Parents know their children more than any teacher does, while teachers know how to give instruction very well. If both of what they know will be combined, educating the children amidst this pandemic can be succeed. This is the very good foundation of a stronger relationship. Now, let us move on to the problem number 4. Based on the finding, what school policy guidebook may design? School policy guidebook in your normal learning is important to Lala National High School to prevent the spread of COVID-19 not only in the school and into the community, and to ensure the safety of students and school staff while at school. The primary role of Lala National High School is to establish a task force or steering committee that will have responsibility to develop and implement the education response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Further, findings of this study revealed that to keep learning alive amid a global crisis, teachers and parents must work together. As this study made clear, the best of education is to build upon such effective partnership. The objective of the policy guidebook. Ensure the necessary resources, policies, and school infrastructure are in place that protect the health and safety of all school personnel and other stakeholders in community. Another, regular communications of parents and students through online platform like group chats, messenger and send messages, and texts. Another, conduct flexible learning in case of cluster transmission of COVID-19 may occur. So these are the objectives stated in this presentation.
As to the conclusion of my full paper, positive partnership is based on all parties' efforts in pursuit of similar goals. Partnership and collaboration between school administration, teachers and parents, and other stakeholders are important for a reflection of practices and exchange of knowledge. Hence, collaboration is a process of two or more parties working together hand in hand to achieve a common objective and goal. Opportunities for enhancing teachers' quality and lifelong professional development should be encouraged to be part at the forefront of this transformative process. It is therefore Together we'll continue to build a better future. Whatever challenges and tribulation that may come along our way, never give up. Always remember that what we are doing right now is a preparation for a better tomorrow of the children that this could be the gift we could ever have for them. Let us continue soaring high for the best.
Dep.Ed Officials. They should provide interventions to promote parental involvement should be designed considering multiple factors, as we could see in this study. Therefore, multi-level interventions are welcome, involving school teachers, leaders, parents, and students in the promotion of students' learning and success, in the analysis of the needs of parents, teachers, and students, and thus the development of action plans.
School administrator, inasmuch as majority of the parent-teacher response on the perception of parent-teacher partnership in new normal learning shows a positive result, it's imperative that the school, the Lala National High School administrators, teachers, and staff should constantly collaborate with parents and to the community towards explicit and visible their goals for the well-being and pursue strategies that help maintain well-being in the face of global health event that will have a considerable toll in the lives and health of individuals, which may include members of the communities in which students live. By doing so, together, you, as parent and teacher, our children can experience academic success amidst these challenges. Teachers must remain patient and understanding. They will assess parents in this new role, keeping an open line of communication to stay grounded, calm, and understanding. Although it will be tough, parents and teachers ultimately have the same goal, which is to have their students succeed. Parents must be informed that this time, when it is possible for teachers to personally check the students from time to time, parents have to double their parenting effort by setting their children on track and from time to time checking and confirming their progress with their teachers. Giving instructions is not just the future researcher. Similar studies may undertake considering other variables that may influence positive parent-teacher partnership in new normal learning that can help to improve. That's all. Thank you and God bless.